Video is going to show you just some basic steps on how you can create an escape room using Metaverse. So what I've done is I've gone to the Metaverse Studio and I've just created a new experience. I've labeled it escape room example, and here's like what you start out with on a basic level. And so this first speech bubble is typically where I include the information about like where you're trapped kind of thing in the escape room. So I'm going to say like, you realize you're trapped in the high school. You must solve the riddles to escape. So here in this circle is where you're going to put your character. And so I'm just going to search for a school. Maybe they'll have something for school here that I can use. And let's see, I like this school 3D model, so I'm going to use that one. Because when someone interacts with this, they're going to be able to look all the way around the building and inside of it and all that good stuff. So it's kind of neat that way. And so down here is where you add your buttons. And so I'm going to add a button that just says like next. And I need to create something that it's going to go to. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add another character scene. And in this one, I'm going to connect my button to the next scene so that I don't forget to do that later on. So now we can see that this blue is connecting here. And so this is where I'm going to put like my first question. So I'm going to type, you must answer the question correctly to see the first clue. So my question is going to be, let's say, what year did Nick travel to the East to learn the bond business? And so obviously I'm basing my questions off The Great Gatsby because that's just what my classes are studying right now. And so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to add 4 options. And I don't like that they're stacked up like this because it starts to block the picture. And so I'm going to click like in this blue area right here, and I'm going to change the button to the square so that I can have 4 options and it doesn't cover up any of my picture. And so I'm going to click on my buttons to change the text. So the first one is going to be 1900. The second one is going to be 1919, let's say. The third option is going to be 1922, which is our correct answer. And the fourth option is going to be 1927. And so we have one correct answer here, and then we're going to have these 3 go somewhere to a wrong slide. Oops, sorry. And so what we need to do here is we need to create a right answer block and a wrong answer block. And so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add a new slide, and I'm going to create the wrong answer block first. And I'm just going to place that one right underneath the question because it's not going to go anywhere else other than back to the question. So I'm going to say wrong answer, try again. So I need to link all of my wrong answer buttons down here to the wrong answer slide or visual here. And then I need to link my visual. I'm going to have a button that says try again. And I'm going to have that button linked back up to the question. So if they get it wrong, they see this and then they go right back to the question. As you can see, all of my little circles over here are blue except for this one, which is my right answer option. So now I need a right answer place. So I said that they were going to get a clue if they answer the question correctly, so I need to give them a clue. And so let's say that I want to have augmented reality help me see the clue. So let's say that I have this poster in my room and I want them to get the word think. So I don't want them to look at don't judge or just listen. I just want them to see think. And so what I think I'm going to do is put black boxes over all the words that I don't want. So I'm going to need a big black box at the top and one at the bottom. And I kind of need the middle of the page to be blank. And so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to add what I think is the easiest way to do this, which is a camera scene. And so if they get the question right, they're going to go to the camera scene. And so over here on the camera scene, first of all, I want to set it up so that it's the rear-facing camera. So if they're holding their phone, they're not seeing their own face. They're seeing like they can point it at something and see the AR at whatever they're pointing at. And I don't need it to do video. I'm just going to set it for photo only. And so I'm going to come and create a frame. And I looked at my picture and I know that I need something that kind of looks like, scroll down here if I can. Okay, I'll create a new one. So I'm going to come up here to create a frame. And you can see that you kind of get the same options over here, but you're going to be able to overlay them onto the frame. So I'm going to look for like a censored box because I know that that one already exists. Just kidding, I guess it doesn't. Let's look for block. Let's see, I don't see anything there that I really like. Let's look for text. Let's see if there's anything there. So we get a lot of like good text boxes, but I don't like any of those either. I'm kind of being picky right now. Let's look for square because I need to block off some text. None of these are vector graphics, although this one could work. I kind of like this one. So I'm going to click on it and then it'll pop up over here and it kind of looks like carpet, which is funny, but I guess that's going to work for me. So I remember I need the top and the bottom of it kind of blocked off. So I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger here and I'm going to block the bottom off. I'm going to add another one over here and it makes it pretty big. And I'm going to, oops, sorry. I'm going to drag it so that it only shows this middle part of the scene. And so I think what I can do is come back over here. I'm looking at just the middle part of this, and hopefully they kind of figure out that the keyword is think. Now, if you want to make it a little bit easier for them, what I've done in the past is I've made these a little bit smaller, and I've just blocked out the individual words with different blocks of text, kind of like I did on the example one. And that kind of makes it a little bit easier for them. But either way you want to do it is fine, as long as if they get stuck, you're there to kind of like help them out a little bit. But for sake of time, I'm just going to do this so that you can see the think right here. And so I'm going to choose that. Let me close out of here and hit save. And once that gets saved, it's going to show up on my frame right here. And so thankfully it looks right. And hopefully they find the correct code. Now, after they find the correct code, we need to ask them what it is. And so we're going to come up here to add new, and we're going to have a text input scene. And that text input scene needs to be linked to the scene before it. So I'm just going to connect that really quickly before I forget. And then I need to ask them, what was the code word? And I like saying that because it tells them like you only have to type in one word just in case they do see another word or something. And so we need to make sure that they get the right answer. And the way that I'm going to do that is go up here to add new, and I'm going to come over here to text, and I want to check their text. So if I scroll down, I'm going to check their text response. And so that's going to pop up as like one of our logic elements, and it has a YouTube video here. It's kind of nice. It shows you how to use this if you don't know how to, but I'm going to connect it to my word, my code word box here. And then I'm going to come over here to my check text response. I'm going to say that I'm looking for the word think, because if I come back over here, that's the word that I'm looking for is think. So it should be think. Now I'm not going to make it case sensitive because I think that makes it a little bit too difficult sometimes. And then I have the option to send it somewhere if the response contains the right answer or it does not contain the right answer. So again, I'm going to need a correct answer box and an incorrect answer box. So I'm going to come back over here to character scene. I'm going to make the incorrect answer box first, and I'm going to say something like, sorry, try again. And so I'm going to link my button down here that says try again back to this scene so that they can go look for the right answer again before they try to answer it again. And then I need to come back up here to my checkbox, and I'm going to say that if it does not contain the right answer, I'm going to send them here. Now we have all the lines connecting. Now I need to go somewhere else with it. So I'm going to add another character scene if they get the answer correct. And I'm going to say correct. Answer the next question to see the next clue. And basically, I'm going to click back here. I'm going to say that if it does contain the response, I'm going to transition to this block. And this block is where you can add your next question. Now, obviously, this whole time you can be changing these pictures out to make them a little bit more appropriate to whatever you're doing, but that's the general pattern. You have a question that goes to the right answer or the wrong answer. The wrong answer takes you back to the question. The right answer takes you to a clue that uses augmented reality to overlay digital images onto your real world so that you can hide clues in plain sight. Then you come over here to, if they get past this, they can put in the code word. If they get it wrong, because we're checking it right here, they go down here, they try again, which sends them back to here. Or if they get it right, they continue on to the next question. So this is the basic kind of pattern for one type of escape room.